What is going on, everyone? Good morning and happy Saturday to you guys. We are the Investing Bros, and we have got a fantastic show lined up for you guys today. I say we, it's just me. T-Shroom had a very important yard sale, I think he's at once again. And you know what? When the wife says, honey, you're going to go to the yard sale, you go to the yard sale. Happy wife, happy life. Well, guess what we're going to talk about today? We're about happy crypto investing for July. Yes, in today's video, we're going to be going into some top picks that, based off of the charts and the recent news, could have fantastic months here in July. So stick around for the entire thing. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. Consider hitting that subscribe button as we bring you everything you need to know day in and day out for your crypto investing. But first, before we get into the details, we got to roll an intro. It's been a little minute since it was just me here on a live show, but we're going to still have some fun today. Today, we're going to focus on those coins. The majority of the show, I always think that I plan these things, and I'm like, all right, we're going to go through about 5 coins and that I think are going to be really good, and probably an extra 3 that are maybe some backups that I also think could do pretty well. You would think that that would take maybe I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. It seems to always take like 40. Just how it seems to go. Hopefully, though, it doesn't take that long, but it's going to be fun. Some other things we're going to do, though, at the end of the show. We always are going to have some Q&A in here, but we're going to do a community trade. We're probably not going to do community trades every single week, but at least once a month, we will do a community trade for everybody. But here's the thing. I told you guys to be eligible. You can help us select what's going to go into the trade. I mean, I'm going to have you guys vote on what coin I'm going to trade, leverage I'm going to use. But to be eligible to win, you do have to be signed up with our BloFin affiliate. We just gave away our first weekly giveaway over there, but this is going to be a monthly trading giveaway in cash that you guys don't want to miss. So make sure throughout the show, we're not going to have a winner probably for a couple of days, so you'll have a little bit of time to go in and sign up for BloFin and get signed up in our Discord's BloFin link. But wanted to give you guys a little tease as to what the show is going to look like today. Shout out to all of you guys. Username asked earlier if I walked the dogs this morning. I did not. I don't start my mornings off by walking the dog. Put a 1 in chat if that's how your day often starts. But I did get another morning workout this week. Sometimes I work out on Saturdays. This week I had a doctor's appointment on Monday, so I was not able to lift. So I had to make up for it. I had to kind of redo my entire week. It was a great morning, but I'm so excited to be here with you guys talking about crypto. Let's check out what's happening on the bubbles. Before I go back, put a 1 in chat if you're a walk the dog type of Saturday morning person. Put a 7 in chat. I feel like 7, it almost looks like a flexing arm. Put a 7 in chat if you are a go to the gym or workout Saturday morning type of person. We have one coin, and this one I think is newer to the top 100. That seems to be really green this morning. MOG, of course, I got to assume that it is a meme coin right there. Big loser over here, Lido. Lido's been in the big loser category and the big gainer category a lot, so very volatile coin over here, Lido. The rest of the space, you do see a little bit of green here. Quant is up 7%. WIF is up 7%. Ordi is 3%. Did not mean to click on you there. Arweave is 4.5. Litecoin is up. Kaspa is up. And then you see a little bit of a sea of red. Nothing necessarily too crazy. A lot of them hovering somewhere between 4 to 1%. That's how our last 24 hours have gone right here. But let's go ahead and jump in before I go into my picks. And I'm going to explain what my picks are going to look like. Let's just really quickly address what happened on Bitcoin. In yesterday's show, I told you guys, hey, 60K is going to be an interesting level just because of the psychological analysis of what's happening at 60K. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to definitely stop right here. It just was a reason why we're getting a little bit of bounce this morning. We briefly were back up above $61,000. But when I pull up the charts here, we're defending. The other reason we defended 60K is because this still is a very strong daily order block, a very bullish order block. Temporarily yesterday, we crossed below, and that could turn it into a level of resistance. But for now, we're continuing to hold that level. The problem is, though, is even though the daily chart is still technically showing us signs, look what's happening right here, guys. We didn't get that money flow back above the daily bearish threshold. So despite the fact that we had the reversals in play and we had the green momentum, the money flow, the third check mark of when to enter a long, it did not flash for us. So therefore, Bitcoin still on the daily chart, not flashing by. In fact, when I come over here and I take a look going down to smaller time frames like the 4-hour chart, we still are under a sell order with take profit levels potentially bring us down to 57,000. I don't think that necessarily needs to happen. I think it's going to be interesting to watch what happens on Bitcoin when we get back down to where, or site, if we get back down, because that's not a when just yet. If we get back down to 58,300, as a whole, right now, there's a level of resistance up above us on the 4-hour chart around 62. You can see the bearish smart trail is definitely coming to meet that area as well. The 1-hour chart, we're currently sitting right beneath our smart trail resistance at the moment. What this says, if anyone's asking, like, all right, Tim, you're going through the charts, you're showing us levels of support, levels of resistance. What do I do with this information? Ultimately, this is a sit on the sideline when it comes to Bitcoin. We have not gotten an overwhelmingly bullish flash, but I don't think there's a lot of reasons to be pessimistic either. The results of this week, both from the chart perspective and the news perspective, came out to be a whopping nothing burger. We thought that there was a case for some bullishness. A lot of bears thought there was a case for a lot more suppression. And what we kind of got left with is we don't know what is next. The hourly chart is mixed. The 4-hourly chart is mixed. The daily chart is mixed. So we still are waiting as far as Bitcoin is concerned. We're waiting for reasons to be either bullish or more bearish. Now, what I will say, something to keep an eye on, is we're seeing a lot of positivity potentially from our Bitcoin dominance chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart where we're tracking how much of the total crypto market cap does Bitcoin own. It's staying above a very key level of support here, about 54%. We briefly broke below a smart trail on the daily chart, but you can see we pretty much use it for support. So I'm looking for a potential pushback up on Bitcoin dominance back up to 55%. But all this still rests on the fact that, again, we're going to talk about coins that could be good picks today. There's a lot of reasons from the total 3, which is altcoin picks, that we should be seeing bullishness come back into altcoins. Well, what do I do with this information? If the altcoins are looking good to go to the upside, Bitcoin itself is looking kind of mixed bag. It could go up, could go down, but the Bitcoin dominance chart looks like it wants to start climbing. I'm going to say here, while I cannot predict this with 100% certainty, these 3 things, the altcoins looking like they want to go up, the Bitcoin dominance looking like it wants to go up, and the total 3 looking like it wants to go up, would imply Bitcoin should be one of the ones as well to start making a move, potentially back up here closer to $67,000, where we do have some nice resistance on several different charts. Not just the charts here on technical analysis, but you come over here to high block and you see they're actually going to have a little bit of resistance if we start to rally up here closer to 64,000. Could see some resistance right in there, but then the next bright spot of yellow coming in right there at about 67,000. So had to start that off because Bitcoin is a major mover in crypto, but mixed bags this morning. Nothing definite. Could go up, could go down types of feels. But I think if you start to stockpile the arguments for pro Bitcoin going up or pro Bitcoin going down, I think there's a lot more Bitcoin going up arguments to be made at this time. But let's watch through the weekend to see how that develops. Now, before we get in here, gotta get a drink here. You guys know we're always talking about hydration here on the channel. It's very, very important. I got a little piece of ice cube in my mouth. Now throw that over the trash can. I love water. I love ice. It's hard to do a show with ice in your mouth. All right, we're going to be transitioning here in just a second to altcoin picks that I do believe could have a pretty special July. Now, I want to make sure you guys understand, I'm not saying only these altcoins can go up, right? There's so many altcoins around the world. I'm sure someone could come up. You guys are in the comments probably say, Tim, what about this coin? Or what about this coin? Or what about this? I'm not saying that these are the only 5 coins that are going to go up. And then I'll have 3 extras that I say, hey, I'm interested in how these ones do as well. I'm not saying those are the only 8. What I'm saying is I am excited based off of not just what the charts are showing me, but also what the news is showing me about these coins and the reasons why you should be optimistic as well. Before we do that, though, did want to shout out Lux Algo. If you guys have been watching and following the channel now for a while, you guys see how we do technical analysis, how we're killing it in the trading game, knowing when to buy and when to sell, and when to, this is very important, when to sit out and not be trading. Lux Algo is the #1 indicator in the game that does that. That's what all of these very colorful indicators and amazing oscillators are showing us. If you want to get it, there's a link down below. With our link, make sure you use the link. You get 20% off of your Lux Algo purchase, but also you can join our VIP trading group. We have, I believe now, over 100 people in that group. It is so much fun. Some great men and women giving their thoughts, asking some great questions. We've been doing a lot of education there as well. So not only when you buy Lux Algo do you get the best indicator in the game, you also get access to one of the most uplifting and educational communities out there to help you learn more about technical analysis. Go sign up today. Let's get into our picks for what will be exciting. Now, again, I've said it several times. I just want to make sure I lay the groundwork. This is to be eligible to be on my list. You both have to have a good-looking chart, meaning we've hit some good support and there's a good reason to go to the upside, or there's some sort of formation in play that does look extremely bullish, and you have to have some sort of really good news recently that should spark excitement for your project. So let's get into it. I'm sure the debates are going to come. Let the debates come. Comment as we go, everybody. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get into my coin #1. It's easy for me. It's going to be Solana. This is fresh on everybody's mind right now. Solana is the one that I think has a potential to be very, very bullish. Now, there's some things on the charts I think it needs to overcome. It did reject off of a daily bearish smart trail here the other day. But after hitting the daily take profit, after bouncing pretty nicely off of a strong bullish order block and having a nice rally off of the news that Solana, there's not just one, there are 2 Solana ETFs that are filed for now with the SEC. Solana is my coin choice #1 that I do think should be moving to the upside in July, just even based off of the hype that we're going to have that come into play, a ETF coming in the future. Don't expect the ETF in July. You probably don't even expect the ETF in the summertime. My best guess is that the earliest we're going to see sometime mid-Q4. We're talking about October. Well, we're talking about late October, November, in my personal opinion, as the earliest sign of it. But with that said, you guys have watched as Bitcoin started its rally months before the ETF actually came into play. Same thing with Ethereum. We've had rumors of Ethereum ETFs for a while, and so we had rallies in anticipation as well. So for the same reason, based off of this news that we are filing for Solana ETFs, we now have 2 of them, and I'm expecting more announcements throughout the month of July. This would be a good reason, after finding some strong support here on Solana and getting fantastic news, that it should be moving to the upside. Now, I want you guys to be aware, there will be a level of resistance that you need to be keeping an eye on. A longer-term resistance, going back to the high of the bull market, is going to mean getting above 175, give or take, is probably going to be very important for the long-term play for Solana to play out longer term. We are about to break. I do believe we're working on trying to break through a shorter term level of resistance. We did just reject on it here the other day as well. But that one I think could happen very, very quickly. Ultimately, we really just need to get it back above 153. This has been a zone of resistance and support in this area more recently. Let's flip this back to being bullish. I already showed you the daily smart trail that a lot of times can dictate, are the bulls in control, the bears in control. Technically, right now, the bears are in control with that smart trail still being red and up above us. But with the recent momentum that Solana is working on, I absolutely think it has the potential to, in July, break out above not only the $150, $160 mark, but start to make a move, an aggressive push to get up above 175. In fact, I'll show you a little bit of extra reason why this should be bullish. If you're just looking at order blocks, some people are going to say, oh, isn't that an order block, so we should reject right there. And I'm not saying no one will sell. Some people will sell. That green bar right there, that's bulls that will want to exit the trade. But notice how the red bar is even larger. What does that communicate to me about this order block? It's not a resistance order block. It's actually an order block that the bears have marked as their zone to say, if we hit this level, we want to give up. That red bar communicates bearish exhaustion, meaning right now, if there's any bears in a short position, they're going to want out of their short positions, whether they're at a loss for their shorts or whether they're getting close to breaking even and they're no longer confident. So even as we look at that significant level that could be resistance around 175, we actually see reasons for bullish momentum and bears to be giving up at that level. So keep that in mind for Solana. That's my choice number uno for all my Spanish-speaking friends. Choice number one of coins that I think could have a special July, currently trading at 141. Even if we only make it up to 175, that's still going to be a nice 23-25% rally for Solana. And again, I think we could see it even go higher. Let's go to coin number two. And I referenced it in my choice for coin number one, but you got to be bullish on it as well. And that would be Ethereum. Ethereum here from a chart perspective. Let me turn off Lux Algo for a second. We called for a pullback to 3,200. What was 3,200 on Ethereum? This was actually a major level of long liquidations. It was a bull trap to come back down. But once we hit that and eliminated a lot of bullish longs, now all of a sudden there's a good excuse or reason for everything to flip back up and to the right. We actually have a lot more reasons to be bullish long term. Now, there's going to be some volatility because, of course, the Ethereum ETF is probably going to be coming out here in July. In fact, we actually need to address this a little bit. There was some news that dropped this morning that the SEC requested revisions on the spot Ethereum ETF, delays launch. What does that mean? Look at that guy right there. I'm just going to let you guys look at him for about 5 seconds, and then we'll actually get in the details just so you can, think about the heaviness of this news. All right, that's good enough. All right, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has requested revisions on the S1 forms for much anticipated spot Ethereum exchange traded fund. That was supposed to come out July 2nd, right? So we were going to see it probably on Tuesday. Now there's a little bit of delay. Well, how long is the delay? Expectations are we're talking about July 8th, right? So instead of getting it on Tuesday, this next Tuesday, we probably should see it on July 8th. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's not a huge delay, but it is technically a delay. That being said, that Ethereum ETF is coming. It will come with volatility, but I still think that this is something after we've been falling into the news rather than Bitcoin when it rallied into it. I usually look for reversals in what the trend was. Were we selling before the news release or were we buying? In this case, we're selling. So I'm actually expecting the overall trend when we get that approval, again, probably July 8th, to move to the upside. Something else you should look at that Ethereum's doing right now that is actually pretty bullish is that it's in its own little, let's clone this one right here. It's in a little falling trading channel at the minute. These traditionally break to the upside. So from a chart perspective, we're seeing a lot of reasons to be bullish here. I know daily chart, we will have some resistance up above us, but at the end of the day, this is still sitting very, very bullish. We're seeing the oscillators telling us that we really should start moving to the upside, and the news is telling us we should move to the upside. So for the reasons, Ethereum is number 2 on my list of coins to keep an eye on here in the month of July. I'll say this, I think you probably could expect lesser gains on Ethereum than others, but I still think there's rumors we could get back up to 4,000 before the end of July with the Ethereum ETF. From current prices, that would still be an 18% gain. Not a bad trade or investment. Long term, we're still talking about very, very high levels for Ethereum. So that's just the beginning of the rally here in July. Real quick before I move on, Drew P said, Tim, can you repeat that? I missed it since you said I don't know. Just realized Tim was talking. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's keep going on here. It is already 11:19. I think I'm going through this a little faster than I thought I would. So that's good. I mean, got a lot of time for Q&A. Gonna have a lot of time for some the trading community trade here in a minute. But let's move to coin number 3. And 4 and 5 are going to be fun. So I'm going to skip. I actually had this as number 5, but I want to do this one first. Kaspa. Kaspa's got to be coin number 3 of what I think could be explosive. Now, if you're watching the show the other day, we talked about a potential move on Kaspa all the way up to about 34 cents based off of the opening of this formation, this ascending triangle. If you were to see the top resistance here on 18 cents, we kind of started an uptrend of support back here on May 2nd. This would give us a breakout when we break out up to 34 cents. Do we hit 34 cents by July? maybe that would be a rally here. Sorry, by the end of July, that'd be a rally of about 92%, almost a 2x. I don't know if I'm going to expect a 2x in July alone. Is it possible? Absolutely, it's possible. But I do expect a breakout on Kaspa to the upside. Again, in this formation, unlike what I showed you with like a Solana and Ethereum, where they were more recently touching some lows and some expectations of take profits on short positions, Kaspa, again, since May 2nd, has been extremely bullish. It's rejecting once again around this 18-cent zone. That's given us problems all the way since February. But we're building up the bullish momentum with these higher lows that could see Kaspa breaking out very, very soon. You can see here after having a little bit of a order block that some people were treated as resistance, it has turned it now into a bullish breaker block. We have take profits right now on a long position calling for 20 cents all the way up to potentially 22 cents. That right there, let's say we get to the 22-cent zone, not going to crush it and make everything perfect, but it is going to get us a 22% rally. I think that's extremely realistic. I think that's the bare minimum, but that's what we're looking at right now. Our oscillators, despite the fact we're being high, still showing signs. Stochastics is showing signs of slowing down, but everything else, I still see a lot of bullish shines here. Money flow is still just crossed officially into the green, still very positive. Yes, our oscillator looks like it's slowing down a little bit, so look for some volatility here, but ultimately, what you might see throughout the month of July, maybe one more level of resistance here on 18 cents, coming back down, and then finding a breakout here in July. That's something that I'm still watching for on the charts perspective. If we're looking at the news, however, and I don't have any articles to pull up here, but Kaspa has a lot of reasons to be bullish here. I know there's a lot of excitement coming up about some memes that are launching, I think this weekend or Monday. People are extremely excited about that. What I'm more excited about is the potential that sometime in July we could see Binance listing Kaspa. I'm going to be making a price prediction video this weekend. I don't know if it's going out tonight or tomorrow, but I wanted to get you guys my official Kaspa price prediction video this weekend because this is a coin that is already ranked number 24. And maybe let's check this to make sure because I checked this yesterday. But let's see where it's sitting right now. Yes, okay, still at number 24. It's sitting at number 24 on CoinMarketCap, despite the fact that the two largest exchanges in the world, that is Binance and Coinbase, do not have it listed. I think that Coinbase eventually will list it, even though we haven't heard any rumblings of that just yet. But a Binance listing will be huge for the project. So Kaspa, not only are the charts showing us a lot of room to the upside, we're also seeing the news say Kaspa could be about to take off. Don't be sleeping on Kaspa, guys, also, because even though here recently it's been bullish, but we kind of had months of boring price action, but Kaspa was one of the ones way back here, did not mean to use the drawing tool right there, was one of the ones way back here in February of 2023 that turned into a very special run and another special run here in June of 2023 and then October of 2023. It looks like we're preparing for another leg of massive bullish price action for Kaspa. That's what I'm looking at here in July to be successful. Let's move into coin number 4 and coin number 5. I'm going to use them together because ultimately I'll start on this one instead of the charts. Let's start on the news. The news is actually very, very bullish for these two projects because of things they're doing together. And before I do it, again, I have to bring the drama here, right? I have to bring the anticipation of what I'm about to say. This is where I'm going to make some of you very excited, and I'll make some of you very upset. That's the beauty of entertainment. Sometimes bad publicity is not always terrible publicity, you know? You guys are going to love this and hate this. I cannot wait for it. Let's get into the story. That is something that I think is going to bring some bullish price action here in July. Some of you might already be on with where I'm going. Polkadot Cardano bridge development sparks community excitement. I'm not going to go into the details because this is another one that I want to create a video on, whether this weekend or early, maybe Monday morning. This will be a good Monday morning video. Either way, this is something that I do think is very important. What you need to know is there's this thing called Snowbridge. Snowbridge, it's launching trustless Polkadot Ethereum bridge, but it's also working with Cardano as well. Again, remember that Polkadot is an interoperability token, meaning the whole purpose was to definitely have a system where we can interchange between layer ones and other coins easily. This is also a goal that Cardano has wanted to accomplish for a while. And in the recent months, Cardano and Polkadot, they've been working hand in hand. And this is the announcement. Snowbridge is the accumulation of months and months, probably years of working together. And it's launching here. It actually just launched in June on the 20th, but the ripple effects probably will be seen in July. All right, let's get into charts. That's the news. That's the reason news-wise you should be excited about these coins. But let's take a look at a similarity that both of them actually have at the moment. And that is, yes, have they fallen to price levels that we have not seen since way back in November of 2023, which it really, it's not that crazy that that's the case. But yes, we are back down to levels on Cardano that we haven't seen since November of 2023. We came and bottomed out here around 36 cents. If I flip over to Polkadot, which is right here, you're going to see the same thing. We're back down. We came to 544, levels we had not seen since back here actually in December. So a little bit later there for Polkadot. But as a whole, we've removed on both these coins a lot of the gains that we had during that explosive start to this first leg of the bull market. That being said, some of you are watching my chart and you've already seen why I'm about to say this chart is extremely bullish. Let's start with Cardano. This is a falling level of resistance all the way since the top of the bull market, not the top of the price action, but top of the bull market back in March, back to a low pullback back in January with lower lows. This is what we call a falling wedge. And with how large this opening is, it brings an extremely explosive potential for a breakout once we get to the end of this. In fact, what we're looking at here is a potential breakout for Cardano up to about 70 cents. Same thing with Polkadot, a massive opening with lower highs, lower lows, but then again, falling wedges more often than not break to the upside. When you pair that with extremely positive news, that would give Polkadot actually a new high for this bull market back up to around $12.23. Do I think that all happens in the month of July? Probably not. I don't think that July is, I don't think that Polkadot is going to see a 2x in July. I don't think that Cardano, what would be the percentage of gain there? If this happened here, we would see a, not quite a 2x, but 80% rally on Cardano. I think these are targets more to watch for probably in August or September. But the fact is that July, I do believe, as we're getting closer to the peaks of these falling wedges, I think July is the month that the bullish breakout actually happens. When I start to turn on Lux Algo here, I'm going to be keeping an eye here on this level of resistance first, around 43 cents for Cardano. But unlike Solana and Bitcoin and others that have gotten closer to touching their daily level of resistance, actually, Bitcoin hasn't done that. I think it was Solana, and there's another one that I haven't brought up today. I was talking about it the other day. It escaped my mind at the moment. But this actually still, even just getting back up to 43 cents, where we will see some resistance, I do believe, we're still talking about a nice 13% gain before that resistance happens. However, if Cardano can flip 43 cents and turn this smart trail, let me turn off our order blocks here for a second. If we can turn this smart trail back blue, now you kind of unlock the bulls to make a bigger move closer to that 70-cent zone. Kind of same thing you have with Polkadot, where actually it did reject here more recently off that smart trail. But once it reconquers roughly $6.60, turning its smart trail daily back to the blue side, that will be another catalyst for us to see price action to the upside. Now, you'll notice right now we're under a buy signal, but I have take profit down below us. That's because I currently have my settings on smart trail. That would change for my take profit signals if I move it to signals. This one actually would say Polkadot should be making a move up to about $7.45, all the way up to $8.61. Same thing with Cardano. Let's get back over to it. Oh, we haven't got a buy signal on Cardano just yet. We hit our take profit on the short, but let's wait. If we were to get a breakout above this level of resistance, we'll get a buy signal on Cardano. We'll check in on how that is. Either way, those are wrapping up number 4 and number 5, not only because of their news and what they're accomplishing together, but because despite the fact that both these prices have been falling and have been causing people to speak about them very negatively, there's actually a lot of reasons that the bottom for their pullback is in both Cardano and Polkadot, and we should be seeing July be a positive, potentially explosive month. So that right there kind of wraps up the top 5. I always like to have a nice rounded top 5 number. Solana, Ethereum, Kaspa, Cardano, and Polkadot. Those are picks that I do believe July could be very, very special for. Again, I'm sure some of you guys in chat are going to have your own thoughts, your own decisions. That is okay. This is all about helping to educate people to think for themselves. Let's read some of your chat before I give my honorable mentions, my extra 3, and then go into some deeper Q&A. I want to see some chat. What are you guys thinking about? Let's see. Crux says 370 to 1130 dot bear market low to this cycle top. That's not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. I would take it very easily. Okay, Eddie says Cardano 50x leverage long. I wouldn't do that. If I were to look at the Cardano chart, a 50x means if we had a 2% pullback, your entire position would be liquidated. 2% for Cardano would bring us back right here to around 38, not that much further than where we currently are, right? So that's an easy thing to say. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing any 50x longs on Cardano. Maybe if we were back down for some reason right now, if we were back down to like 36 cents, maybe you have a case there. But while I think you could see a breakout here sooner, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me zoom in here a little bit more so you guys can see this a little better. I would not be surprised if you did see a rejection one more time and then a pullback back down here to like maybe 37 or lower before you actually saw the breakout. It could happen sooner, but the point is when I'm looking at this longer time frame, whether we cool off a little bit early or whether we break out now, the long-term perspective is there's a lot of upward momentum for Cardano and Polkadot based off this formation, not downward. The maybe throwing on like a 2x or a 3x or a 4x is nice, but 50x is a little high for me. Ryan Schutz says, Tim, do you see the bull divergence on the weekly for ETH over Bitcoin? This is a question I probably will cover more like this when we go into Q&A, but I'll do that one really quickly. On the weekly chart, bullish divergence. Let's take a look at what we have going on here. To see this one, we probably want to look mostly at RSI, where we've seen the rising level of support. I mean, depending on what you're looking at here. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to talk about the bullish divergence from down here, where we had lower lows in this area between October and then this dip back in May. But at the same time, oscillators climbed to the upside. So yes, that is bullish divergence. What I will say, and I want to take a look at this a little more. Let's lower some of this stuff. I just want to see RSI for a second. Versus price action. What I will say, sometimes you see 2 or 3 bullish divergences before it's truly all said and done. And so what we have kind of seen, we've seen 1, we've seen 2. Could that be good enough? It could be. We've seen 2 different levels of bullish divergence here. Sometimes there's 3, but I don't know if that's necessarily needed in this case. I think we are getting very, very close to getting our Ethereum season probably later in the summer. So I almost would say, don't be surprised if ETH over Bitcoin more trades sideways the rest of the summer rather than exploding to the upside. But yes, later this year, would not be surprised to watch this chart, ETH over Bitcoin, start to look something like this and go to the upside and go high. That's just my personal thought here. But yes, bullish divergence on the weekly chart. It's just I don't know if that means we have to explode on this chart to the upside right this very second. All right, let's go ahead and get into my 3 honorable mentions. Some of you probably already are going to be prepared for this, but number 1, Ondo. And the reason why these are honorable mentions and not in my top 5 is because from a news perspective, I don't think there's really anything crazy in the news that should drive them. I think that the reason I'm bullish on these, and they're my honorable mention / top 8, is because there's already so much momentum in the project. I mean, when you look at Ondo, this has clearly been one of the top movers already since this February of 2024. I mean, they didn't even get the beginning of like October and everything. They were only here early in 2024. They were created back in January, but it's been one of the top movers since its existence, and for good reason. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of great partnerships. BlackRock is beaming about them. It's one of their top choices. So what I'm seeing here is we've been pretty volatile recently. If I were to go and turn on our indicators, we didn't quite hit the take profit level, but I don't think that Ondo is going to actually have to do that. There's a lot of signs that I think if I turn these other things back on, that I think that we're not quite ready just yet to explode to the upside, but we're seeing the oscillators slowly but surely move up. The money flow is positive, was positive, is a little correcting now, but I'm not going to be surprised to see a higher low on the money flow curve and it to come back up to the upside as well. I just think Ondo is one of those coins. If you see the rest of the crypto market start to move positively, like I think it will, we also are in a falling megaphone pattern that will explode to the upside at some point. So Ondo is definitely going to be one. Keep an eye on that one. I think if you can purchase here on 113, that is a beautiful, beautiful buy zone. I don't know if we're going to get another opportunity to purchase at $1. That was a level I told you guys weeks ago. Hey, if you get a chance, buy at $1, and you had 2 opportunities. I'm not certain there's going to be another opportunity to buy right there. July could be a kind of boring, slightly upward month, but if we do break above this level, and there's a lot of bullishness in crypto in general, Ondo could be one of the biggest benefactors of that. They just don't necessarily have any like glaring news that's breaking or something brand new to make us exceedingly bullish on it. Another one I'm very, very bullish on, Jasmy. And again, let's turn off Lux Algo here for a second. Jasmy has done some amazing things in this bull market already, had a lot of momentum here. Yes, people talked about Jasmy potentially being dead here in the bear market, just not doing a lot throughout 2022 and 2023. But starting back here in February, it has taken off. And what you're noticing here, I have on the charts, is we hit this nice little pocket of resistance back here in March, traded sideways into May, and now we've exploded to the upside, come back down to retest that level as support. This is a very bullish looking formation for Jasmy. I'm still going to tell you guys, we have a potential here for Jasmy to make a move upwards of back to 8 cents. Could that 8 cents happen in July? I think that's a little soon for it, but is it doable? It is potentially doable. That would be a rally of a 3x. That's a lot. I don't know if Jasmy's at 3x, but I will say Jasmy, it has looked like this recent pullback has bottomed out. It's hit as low as it really wants to go. It's already had so much momentum, has a great stuff coming for it. So many things happening with like lockups and reasons why the tokenomics are still beautiful. Jasmy is something I'm still looking at and saying, hey, big moves here in July should be coming. And then our honorable mention number 3, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but it's going to be kind of similar reasons for others. It's Injective. Injective has already been very, very explosive in this bull market. When you look at the chart like this seems like a very minor pullback. It wasn't minor in terms of percentage. This pullback was a really great 65% pullback. But when you see how much momentum Injective has had already in this bull market, and the fact that it just had its largest pullback so far, hitting a major level of support, which was former resistance through its existence, this is a reason to be bullish. The momentum for Injective does look like it should be going to the upside. Keep an eye on its own little falling channel right in here. Is it a falling channel or is it a falling wedge? Yeah, it's a little bit of a falling wedge right there. Channel, wedge, they both break to the upside. So that is a reason to be watching for big moves here on Injective. I think July could get pretty special. Watch out. This resistance right here has been giving us problems here on $30 since back here in April. But if we break above that, this is one of those things that the beauty of these sideways ranges right here is that if we get a breakout above that, that could cause the price of Injective to skyrocket back up closer to $50, maybe before the end of July. So there we go. There's our choices. We already said it. Solana, Ethereum, Kaspa, Cardano, Polkadot, our top 5 choices for big moves based off of the technicals and the news, and our 3 honorable mentions, Ondo, Jasmy, and Injective. I told you in the beginning, I'm not saying those are the only 8 altcoins that are going to rally. There are several others. In fact, I think if those 8 start to go to the upside, that's probably indicative that the crypto market is very positive. In fact, probably almost everything's going to go to the upside. But those ones I think will have a little extra juice, a little extra oomph that could give you some big gains. Of course, there's going to be a coin number 5,474 that's going to 13x in July. And it's impossible to predict which one, but yes, that is going to happen in hindsight. Like every person can be an expert trader when they look at hindsight trading. It's just how it works. Top Legend says, what about Link? Listen, you guys know I love Link. It's not time for Link. Link could go very explosively, but it's not time for Link. If there's a new piece of breaking news for ChainLink, I would say, yeah, I'm going to get very excited about it. I haven't seen anything. I think ChainLink starts to rally, but ChainLink probably will make most of its moves in the altcoin season where people start to take profits away from Bitcoin and Ethereum and say, hey, which altcoins are the best ones I think that's when the institutions will kind of rear their head, when all of the relationships and partnerships and use cases for ChainLink will rear their head. I think Link is something to keep an eye on, and I'm going to keep investing because by the end of 2025, I'm still expecting a 20 to 40x somewhere in that range, but I don't see reasons screaming at me in the month of July that should be a top 5 pick. I think it's going to be bullish. I own a lot of ChainLink. I'll probably buy some more. But I see more of a use. I see more arguments for these other 8 coins than I do for ChainLink at this time. All right. I like juice, says Juice Toes. Okay. That's good. I'm glad you like juice. I like water. I like hydrating. All right. We have like 20 minutes left here. We are going to have a couple things. We're going to do Q&A. I'm going to read your guys' chat, hang out with you on this fine Saturday. We're also going to have a community trade. I think it'd be good. I think it would be good to start off with a community trade and kind of get our thoughts thinking that way, and then we're going to get into some Q&A. Shout out to Army Piper with the super chat. Said, how are you handling your bags with the ASI merge? Good question. We talked about this a little yesterday towards the beginning of the show. If you guys hold any of the 3 tokens that are going to be turned into ASI, we're talking about FET, we're talking about AGIX, and we're talking about Ocean Protocol. Coinbase gave all of their users an update within the last couple of days saying, hey, Coinbase is not going to facilitate this merge for you. Meaning, if you just thought you could sit back and magically on the night that everything transfers over, that Coinbase was just going to merge everything for you, you're misinformed. And the truth is, while Coinbase is the one making that kind of public news, I think that's going to be how most of these projects work. So no matter where you are, no matter where you're holding one of those 3 AI tokens, I absolutely advise you, please go ahead and make sure you have a plan in place for the day of the merge to manually make that change. If for some reason your exchange or your thing does the merge for you, good. That's great. But my guess is, and the fact we talked about this yesterday, we've never seen a merge like this. We've seen bridges. We've seen where coins split and become 2 different things, but we've never seen 3 coins come together and say, you know what? Let's all get rid of our personal identities and become one massive token. It's a new day in the world of crypto. Therefore, you need to make sure you're aware of what's happening. If you own one of those 3 tokens and you want to turn them into ASI, which I think is a pretty good decision, make sure you understand you're going to have to do that manually. Coinbase is not just going to do it for you. Most exchanges probably will not just do it for you. Be prepared to do that manually yourself. Username said, Tim, would you wear a Caleb wig and come aboard? What does that say? Because there's like something in front of it. I don't know what the heart is like blocking what you're saying there. Hold on. A P. Diddy style shrimp. Okay, I'm glad that the heart was blocking that. No, I would not. I would not do that. Okay. Good question. Let's go ahead and do a community trade here. I want you guys right now, you have permission to spam. Like, we don't really like when people spam the chat, but we do from time to time give you permission. I want you to spam the chat right now for about 30 seconds. What coin should we be entering a community trade on today? After that, I also need to see, and I'm going to cap it. We're not going to do any more than a 20x. I think any more than 20x is a little bit too crazy. But what percentage, what X should we do? Should we be conservative and only do like a 2 or 5X? Or should we be aggressive and go up closer to a 20X? What I might do is say, whenever we see a lot of, I'm going to choose the coin based off of comments, but whenever we see a lot of percentages, Crux, I think I see you in chat, of them saying what leverage they want us to use, we'll poll it. We'll take 4 options and we'll poll that. And I'll kind of do the technical analysis. And then at the end of my technical analysis and kind of thinking about what I want to look at, we'll choose a leverage that we're going to look at. So a lot of people saying Cardano, Ondo, Solana, ChainLink, Cody, Jasmy. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what I think potentially on a shorter time frame. Let's go 1 hour. Let's go 1 hour and see what I think is a little overextended and could be a good trading opportunity. To do this, I got to take a look at a lot of different things. So I'm on ChainLink right now. I think there's going to be a good opportunity on ChainLink coming soon. Very negative money flow, but excessive sellers in there. And when there's excessive sellers, a lot of times that does imply that we are going to move to the upside. Crux, go ahead and put a poll. I'm thinking about it. Just go ahead and put a poll. Let's do 5x, 10x, 15x, 20x. By the time I choose my coin and choose what levels we're looking at, we'll see what the poll says the highest. I haven't decided what coin yet. We're kind of just going through. But here's an argument on the 1 hour chart. ChainLink super bearish at the moment on the 1 hour, but the possibility and opportunity to be bullish is probably coming very soon. When it comes to Cardano, there's actually kind of already some bullishness going on. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't like Cardano because I don't think we're getting close to a level of resistance to short it. And I don't want to short Cardano because I think it has more bullishness coming, but we're not seeing the best buy spot either. So let's eliminate Cardano. ChainLink in the running. What was the other ones? Ondo. Let's see what Ondo looks like here from an hourly perspective. Not terrible because if we can break above that smart trail, we got some room to run here. Oscillator, but it's similar to Cardano. I think I like ChainLink better than those, but we're going to have to choose a spot for ChainLink. So Ondo, what's the Injective? Let's see. Injective protocol. I like Injective. Although the money flow. All right. I think we got to go with ChainLink. I think I got to go with ChainLink as the one that looks the most enticing right now. And we're getting a little bit of a bounce here on this order block, but you see this take profit back down towards 1340 that I think is a very enticing level to watch. Let's go a little higher. Let's just see what above us. Yeah, we could definitely come lower. We still could get down here into 1340 range. I like what the 4 hours saying right there. 4 hours showing us some more negativity coming in. If I go lower and I go to the hourly chart, the hourly chart or the 30-minute chart, 30-minute chart. We're on a strong order block right now. 1361, but we are going to we're doing ChainLink. Vote on what you guys think we should do. It's looking a lot like 5 to 10x, which I'm going to count as 10x. If we did 10x, we'd have 10% move to the downside. Like if I were to enter right now based off the 30-minute order block that is in play here, but I don't like it though. Like 10% down from there, I don't see us coming all the way back down there either. So I feel like we could be aggressive here. On the hourly chart, we could easily make it back up here to 14. This would give us a long position here. Let me go over here. Long position. If I entered now, like this very second, and I went a 10x, we could get a 30% gain. If I wait until 1340 and put a limit order, we could get a 50% gain. And we're going to use $20. So that would mean the person would win. To win this, you get the entry level plus the profit. And we're not going to do stop loss on this. This is either all or nothing type of thing. I don't think we're dropping 10% from there. I think that we're pretty safe. I think we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to put a limit order on ChainLink. Let's make sure the voting still holds up. Yeah, 5 to 10x is holding up. All right, we're doing 10x. We're going to do ChainLink, and we're going to put a limit order in here. So we're going to go to BloFin again to win this. You guys, thank you for helping with the community vote. You guys have been awesome. Just though, to be eligible to win, and you have time, you need to go use the link down below for BloFin. You need to go sign up and then go into our Discord and enter your UID and start trading. I will choose one of our active BloFin traders. Let me walk you through that process just in case you guys are wondering. So you're watching this video. Great thumbnail right there. T-Shroom did a phenomenal job. Come down here. There's a couple things you got to do. First of all, where is it? Where's BloFin? BloFin, right here. Click on that. Sign up with the bros code. Go into Discord. Make sure you guys are joining our Discord. For this case, just use the free version. Sign in. You'll see a BloFin and Lux Algo ticketing system. Go click on that system. Input your UID. And then once you get into our BloFin chart, you have to show me at least one trade to be eligible. I don't think this is going to close for a couple of days. Or if it does, I won't announce it for a couple of days. So that's your list. You got to go do that right now. come back over to BloFin. We're at the ChainLink up. We're going 10x. We're putting a limit order at 1340. Okay. We're going to put $20 on here. Oh, I'm not logged in. Give me a second. All right. Well, this is just part of the show. I guess I forgot that it wasn't logged in here. So we got to log back in here, and it's going to give me a code I have to use. So tell me how your day is going. Put in for chat while we're waiting on this. Give me your lunch plans for today. It's getting very close to lunchtime. All right. Does that work? Boom. We're back in. Let's share the screen again. Drop your lunch plans in chat. We're on link. Got to refix it back to 10x. We're going to a limit order. We got to move this back to 1340. And then we're going to go $20, give or take roughly. All right, $22. I'm good with that. Take profit. What did I say on my take profit? I wanted to go. I deleted it for some reason. Whatever. 1408. We're going to go 1408. All right, no stop loss. We're going to let this ride or die. Buy long, confirm. All right, we got our limit order in. There's our community trade. Thank you for giving us those suggestions. We'll let you know here in a couple of days how it turns out. Now it is time to wrap up the show. Let's just finish off with some good Q&A. D Park DG. D Parker DG. I don't know. And it says it twice. So that's good. If we join your Discord, do you teach us this style of trading? So here's what I'll say about that. There are different things that you can do in the free version of Discord. Just great conversation, great updates. We'll tell you guys if there's any breaking news, things that are happening. We'll answer questions generically, but we did just launch an entire membership option over in Discord. I'll show you guys that real quickly. Like basics over here. This is if you buy a whole year up front, it's $14.99. If you did like only 1 month at a time, it's $20. But this one is very, very important for investors, long-term investors. There's monthly giveaways. You're gonna be eligible to win a $100 giveaway once a month. Gem watch list. So in here, we're posting some things that we think they're low market cap, but high risk, high reward picks that could be interesting. Yesterday, Crux held the first Friday fundamentals where he just went through and was teaching people a lot about fundamentals of projects. You guys can ask questions, learn a lot more about whether a coin is worth investing in or not investing in. There's deep dives happening. So if you guys have questions about how coins are worth it or not, like he does deep dives in here as well. And then we have like a newsletter. It's kind of a newsletter. It's kind of just like updates on what's happening. So breaking down what happened in the former week, but also again, more picks. This is a great option for long-term investors. If you want to learn about investing, this is a great option. When you move into technicals, $26 a month for a whole year. If you sign up for a whole year, that's $26 a month. If you sign up month to month, it's $35. This one, weekly giveaways, $50. We have a Technicals Thursday show where I'm showing you guys and teaching you the fundamentals of technical analysis one by one. So it's like a weekly webinar to learn technical analysis. We'll do a personal portfolio audit where we kind of, you can submit your portfolio and we'll kind of give you some feedback on it. And then there's also a VIP trading group where you get in with a lot of other traders. You get to hear about how I'm thinking about the markets throughout the day. When I'm posting trades, I'll post in what I'm looking at and the entries and exits I'm doing. I kind of took this last week off because a lot of busy, but this next week, look out for it, guys. I'm going to be posting a lot of trades that I'm looking at entering. So that's a perk there. And then the Pro Bros, you save some money. You get both of those because these aren't the same thing. You get both of those, but also you get a free hat. You get access to our founders portfolio so you can see, we got to get this in the right format, but you'll be able to see my personal portfolio, T-Shroom's personal portfolio, Crux's personal portfolio. You'll get a quarterly one-on-one where we can talk about your portfolio. You can ask generic questions, but you get to meet up with us once a quarter. And then you'll get access to all the other giveaways that we do as well. So those are our 3 membership options. If you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, if you want to be educated, this is what you're going to want. The YouTube channel, it's free. Just smash a like, hit subscribe. You get some daily content there. The Discord, it's free. BloFin, you can just sign up. You don't have to pay us a dime. You can just, but have to make trades, and then you get access to potential like giveaways. But if you want to learn more, if you're newer to crypto, you're newer to investing, you're newer to trading, this is what we're recommending to you. It's something we've been working on for months now of creating this kind of education. And in the future, we're going to have a full-blown courses being produced. Like right now, when you sign up for Pro Bros or Technicals, you'll get access to step-by-step instructions on how to use Lux Algo. So anyone who's wondering there, that's definitely something that's there. And I'll do a lot more as well. That's happening. I'll do a lot more education as far as other ways to do technical analysis, even if you don't use Lux Algo as well. So there's that right there. Nice plug. Thank you for the question. Really excited about that membership. I think we already have, a handful. I think we're over 10 now as far as people signing up. I cannot wait to see what that looks like in the future. Drew P, thank you for saying your name as well. Said, hey, Tim, Drew P here. Serious question, actually. All right, that's good format. I'm glad you start off by saying serious question. Would you put more into the coins that are new for this bull market or more into your bags of coins from last bull market? Let me put it this way. There's probably higher gains in newer coins, potentially. The drawbacks of newer coins, sometimes the tokenomics aren't quite right. Sometimes they had a season of a lot of excitement, but it was like a flash in the pan and they don't get a second leg, right? They got to have something really important, like Ondo, for example, new coin, but I'm big on it. Why? Because it didn't just have a nice big first leg. It has the backing of institutions like BlackRock that make it very interesting long term, right? So that's something that I would say there's exceptions to rules. The problem is the majority of new coins are probably not going to do extremely well, but some of them will pop off. There's some older coins that won't do well, but the ones that have actually built in the fundamentals they need, they've created the right long-term partnerships, and they have already very thriving and passionate communities. You might not have the same gains. Like Cardano is not going to do the same thing where it like had 135x. It's not going to do that. Cardano's not going to do that. Ethereum's not going to have the same gains. Solana's different. Solana's almost like a rebirthed coin that could do some special things. Same thing with ChainLink. ChainLink's an older coin, but no one used it for what it's really great for until this bull market. That's why I'm so big on it this bull market. But as a whole, you have a higher potential win rate on newer coins, but a much higher risk of that coin being nothing. The older the coin, if they still have good relationships and good partnerships and good tokenomics, they're safer gains. You're going to make gains, and they're almost borderline guaranteed. It just might not be the 100x's, 70x's. You're looking more at like, man, if I get a 10 to 20x out of this, that's a beautiful thing. Good question. I think that's a very good question. Let's see. We had another question from D Parker Dog. Said, I already in stocks with Josh. Can you teach trading? I'm already in stocks with Josh. Can you teach trading? I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Love Josh. Love everybody who's here from the Josh team. So shout out to him. But yes, if you join my group, I will teach you guys my methods of trading. That's part of being in our group specifically. Super chat here from Lee Kolafai. And you've been here before. Okay, yo, bros, you see what Jesus Coin is doing. Yeah, hey, shout out, Lee. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not going to go look at it. I love Jesus. I don't know if I love Jesus Coin. I don't pay attention to Jesus Coin. But I do pay attention to Jesus, and I love him. So thank you for that super chat. Link will not 10x as MTB Thrill Seeker. All right. We have ourselves a antagonist. You're just not a fan of it. So let's just even look at that. Link will not 10x. Are you saying Link will not 10x from where it currently is? Let's take a look at my chart here real quickly. Let's go out to like the daily chart. If Link to do only a 10x, we are talking about gotta go a little higher here. We're gonna talk about 1,000% gain, or actually a 900% gain. 900 is 10x on $136 ChainLink. He says not gonna happen. Okay, I disagree. Again, I've kind of told you guys my expectation is high end. We get to the $500, $700 bar. I think to me a disappointing yet still beneficial prediction is gonna be closer to like 200, over $200 for ChainLink. He's saying not even 136. So, hey, we will have to wait and see. I understand that you don't see it. Some people are going to look at chart perspective and say they don't see it. I do have a level of, I use the charts, but I also use some speculation and understanding how these things have worked in the past ChainLink is a hot coin that is doing things and partnering with the companies that will make it a top project. It will, like, in my opinion, I think it becomes a top 5 coin before the end of this bull market. If that happens, we're talking about a market cap of at least 300 billion, if not pushing closer to 500 billion. It's a big gap right there. That's why there's a big gap in my price actions, but I think that those are absolutely doable. I think that ChainLink is a coin that's going to change the way the world operates and sees blockchain technology. But I'm very open to being wrong. NTB Thrill Seeker will keep updating that. I'll tell you this right now. Even though I'm very bullish on ChainLink, I'll tell you, if something happens, whether time frame wise or news wise, that changes why I'm bullish on ChainLink, I'm not going to be so prideful to be like, well, if I say that I was wrong, that I look stupid. No, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I tell people all the time, I'm more afraid of being wrong than I like being right. Meaning, when I played sports, when I did school and everything, I think I have my strong opinions, but if someone can prove to me that I'm wrong, I'm not prideful in saying, well, no, I just want to be right for the sake of being right. No, I'm scared. I'm terrified of being wrong. So if someone gives me a good reason to change my mind on something, I will change my mind. And you guys will know pretty much immediately if/when I change my mind about being bullish, super bullish on ChainLink. Drew P says my top 25 for Link is 229. Okay. And again, I think that falls under my kind of things didn't go as bullishly as they could have, but it's still bullish. I mean, we're still talking about a 15x, which is still great stuff. Usually says Tim is wrong for not wearing a Caleb wig. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to read that one again. We'll get a couple more in here. It's 12:01. Again, I got to shoot some videos for you guys. Got to shoot a Kaspa price prediction. I think a lot of you guys want to see/hear that. But let's do one more question here. One more good question. And I don't see one right there. So let's scroll up here. Tim, can you give us an approximate amount of the Link you hold? I won't tell you like how many Link I'm holding. I'll give you a percentage of my portfolio. And again, this is one of the things I'm kind of giving you guys a cheat here. This is special because, again, it's one of the perks to be in our memberships to see my complete portfolio. But right now I have, and I think I might even want to go higher with this, I have 15% of my portfolio in ChainLink. If something changes, I'll change that. But when I have about roughly 20 coins in my portfolio. So to give 15% to that is pretty large. And I'm debating whether or not I need to get that number closer to 20. But yeah, in my portfolio, 15% is ChainLink. And I'm excited about it. All right. I think that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's show. Guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure on your way out, you're smashing the like button. If you're new here and you enjoyed being here, felt very educated, you felt like this is a great community for you to learn and grow your investments, hit that subscribe button. That's the freest and easiest thing you can do. If you want to go deeper, though, like I said, go into our Discord. There's a bunch of links down below. Go into our Discord. Look into our membership options where we seek to educate you to help you make as much money as possible. We have about a year and a couple of months left before the bull market should be coming to a close. That is a lot of time and a lot of gain still on the table. Prioritize your education. You'll make the money later and it'll be more than worth it. With that said, love you guys. We will see you Monday morning, same time, not the same time, actually, same place, different time, 9 a.m. That's chaotic. Guys, guess what? I'm going to hit the outro correct today. See ya.
Trying to make paper, turn that vanity cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, catch a word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that vanity cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.